Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is FPL Elman. So we're going to be going through my Game Week 15 team selection, as well as my Game Week 14 team review, some transfer thoughts ahead of Game Week 15, and also some captaincy picks ahead of Game Week 15. Before we get into that, I'd like to thank you all guys for the continued support on the channel. And we are still 7 subscribers away from 900. So if you're new around here, a regular viewer, make sure you hit that sub button, make sure you leave a like. Make sure you hit that bell, don't miss any content going up on the channel. Also leave a comment in the comment section telling me what your rank is before Game Week 15 starts. And before wasting any much time, let's get straight into it. So first, we're going to go through my Game Week 14 team review, where we managed to score 61 points, or ranked 192 total points, and my rank has a big asterisk of 1.1 million since I'm recording this before United versus West Ham, so we don't know how that match is going to end. So we had Verbruggen in goal, and of course, the week I bring him in is the day that they're going to concede 4 goals to Aston Villa, so 1 point for him. Then we have Chalobah conceding 3 goals to Leeds, which was very, very surprising. So 1 point for him as well. Van Dijk with 4 points, and just for Defcon points since they conceded once again. And then Richard, the star of the team, with 9 points, keeping a clean sheet against what team they were playing. I can't remember the name of the team, but yeah, he kept a clean sheet. Then we had Semenyo with 4 points, another blank game for him, starting to have raised concern whether he's going to be a must own in a few game weeks or so. Then you had Saka scoring a goal after coming off the bench for 6 points. Anderson in main table scoring 2 points. And of course, again, the day I bring in Anderson is the day he doesn't get a lot of DEFCON points, which is very, very unlucky. So 2 points. Then you had Haaland, who scored a goal and got 2 assists for 28 points as the captain. Matata and João Pedro blanking once again on the bench. Just a shit show on the bench as well. Dubravka 2, Timber 1, and then Rodon 2 as well, and Longstaff was out with that injury 0 points. So all in all, a very good game week, but it might all be affected by if Bruno holds this coming night, or depending on the time which it is, if he holds on Thursday night. They're going to be playing West Ham against a lot of people's captain. I think my rank is going to go lower and lower than it is at the moment, but for now, it's at 1.1 million, and I hope that Bruno will not perform. But I want United to win, but I hope that Bruno does not perform. So those are the points for game week 14. A lot about game week 15 has in store for us. So the plan for this game week is to only make one transfer, and that transfer is going to be João Pedro to Danny Welbeck. And the reason I'm going to be doing that transfer because I just think João Pedro has been very, very poor, and I think it's now finally time to admit that it's time for him to go from the team. Chelsea have been very poor as well. Cole Palmer is back, maybe the better option to go for from that Chelsea players, or maybe someone like Pedro Neto. But I think for João Pedro, he's been shocking, very horrible. Tough fixtures coming up for Chelsea as well in Bournemouth, Newcastle, Villa, and Bournemouth again in the next 4. So I think it's only right to sell him. The person I'm bringing him is going to be Danny Welbeck, as I've mentioned, at 6.6 million, playing against West Ham, Sunderland, and West Ham again in the next 3. I think is ideal. Even against Liverpool, who are not very good defensively and can be expected defensively. Sunderland have scored there. I think I've scored 3 goals against Liverpool. So there's still chance of getting some attacking returns against Liverpool. Of course, Arsenal is going to be the top fixture. And not impossible to get an attacking return nowadays, but it's very hard to get an attacking return there. So the next 4 fixtures very good for a goal, but for me, the main purpose of bringing in Daniel Welbeck is just for that game 15 fixture against West Ham. So the transfer I'm going to be doing ahead of game 15. So with this transfer in mind, let's look at how I'm going to be lining up for game 15. This is how we're going to be lining up for game week 15. We're going to be having Verbruggen in there in net against West Ham. Very high potential for a clean sheet in that fixture. West Ham have been very poor when it comes to attacking, not scoring a lot of goals. And on the other hand, apart from the game week, this game in game week 14, where Brighton conceded around 4 goals. I think they've been very solid defensively as well. So very high chance of a clean sheet, and hope it's going to happen. Then we have Chalobah against Bournemouth. Very disastrous game 14 for Chelsea, conceding 3 goals against Leeds. Bournemouth have been very poor, even for them. Against Everton, they failed to score, losing 1-0 there. So there's a high chance of a clean sheet in this fixture, but I highly, highly doubt it, but we'll have to wait and see. And then we have Richard against Fulham. a little bit of doubt whether he's going to start in game week 14. He did start, managed to score 9 points, managed to haul, but not as much as Munoz and Gehu got a goal and assist, respectively. So, yeah, so against Fulham, very tough opponent for Crystal Palace, but I do hope that there's going to be a clean sheet in there. Maybe an attacking return. We haven't had an attacking return from Richard this season so far, so I'm hoping for that as well. Then finishing off the team is going to be Virgil van Dijk against Leeds. They managed to keep a clean sheet against West Ham the other day, but they considered against Sunderland just for the next game. So against Leeds, who are going to be on fire, they're going to be at home as well. It's going to be a tough game at Ellen Road. We also what they did at Chelsea in game of 14. But I do hope that Van Dijk and Co can be able to hold strong about Liverpool. Not a clean sheet, maybe an attacking return. He did come close against Sunderland a couple of times, but he just kept on going wide or just straight at the keeper. So never know, maybe this time it is going to be a goal against Leeds, and I hope that is going to happen. So that's the defense and the goalkeeping department looks pretty solid. And let's look at the midfield. So the midfield is going to be looking like the first play is going to be Bukayo Saka against Aston Villa. A very tricky fixture for Arsenal during the weekend. It's going to be interesting to see how that one is going to go. Aston Villa, of course, very much on fire, but they can show that they can be able to concede goals. They conceded 3 goals to Brighton in game week 14, so there's a high chance of conceding a few goals in there. So Saka is going to be fit as well. He started in game week 14, came off the bench and scored, so I'm expecting him to have a strong performance against Aston Villa. But of course, it's going to be a very tricky game. Then we have Semenyo against Chelsea. Just the same as with Saka, Chelsea very poor defensively. And to be fair, Semenyo has also been very poor for a very long time. It's likely to raise concern whether it's time to transfer him out and go for other alternatives because the form has dipped significantly. So we'll be interested to see how that is going to play out. But against Chelsea, there's hoping for an attacking return in there. Then you have Anderson against Everton. There's some defcon points. He's also on set pieces for Nottingham Forest, so maybe an assist also will go a very long way. Then finishing off the midfield is going to be Minte against West Ham. I'm very tempted to captain Minte, but the last 2 games he's been a little bit poor. But if you watch the Brighton games, he's the one who's always on the attacking, always giving the pre-assist, always breaking the line. So yeah, maybe strong contender for captaincy picks, but not quite there yet. So that's the midfield. Looks pretty solid, looks full of goals and assists, and I was going to be able to perform. And I'll look at the forward line. That's how the forward line is going to be looking like. Going to be having Haaland in there against Sunderland. Just hoping for a strong performance. Sunderland have looked they're not going to be a walkover this season. It's going to be a tough game, but with the Man City being at home at the Etihad, I'm expecting a few goals from Haaland. He just broke the record, so I'm sure he wants to break the next record. So we're going to be able to perform against Sunderland. As I've mentioned, a very strong team defensively. The next play is going to be Mateta against Fulham. Mateta looked very shocking as well in the couple of games, apart from the penalty against United. Doesn't look very convincing. Being subbed off early as well has been a pain in the ass. So we'll be interesting to see how this is going to play out. I'm sure he's going to perform. Probably going to be able to score some few goals here and there as well. Then finishing off the attacking line is going to be Danny Welbeck playing against West Ham. Also tempted to captain him, but I just think I'm going to go with Salah. I mean, with Haaland against Sunderland at the Etihad. I think they're going to destroy them, and I hope Haaland is going to be part of that. So Welbeck as well in the team against West Ham, hoping for some attacking returns. He was rested in game week 14, so I'm sure he's going to be fit and ready for game week 15. And the bench, just the normal Dubravka team on the bench, just because I think they have a tougher fixture compared to Chelsea playing Aston Villa. So I think they're going to score some few goals here and there. So that's why I've put him on the bench, but it might as well be Timber instead of Chalobah, then Rodon and Longstaff against Liverpool. Yeah, they're on the bench because it's going to be a very tough pitch. So all in all, a very good game with 15 team selection. I think that team is very solid, and I do hope he's going to be able to perform and get some attacking returns and push me for my first 100 points this season. So that team, now let's look at some captaincy picks as well. Then now we can look at some captaincy picks ahead of game 15. I have 3 players on the screen as you can see. We're going to go through all of them individually. The first player, Bruno Fernandes against Wolves, who have been very poor defensively. So I would expect that United are going to have a very easy game in this fixture. Bruno being the attacking machine that he is, the attacking output machine that he is providing assists left, right, and center, also on set pieces, on free kicks, on penalties, and who have considered a couple of penalties this season as well. So that's going for Bruno there as a strong captaincy contender for Game 15. The next player is going to be Danny Welbeck. I've already talked about him in the in my team selection. I also think he's going to have an amazing game week 15 against West Ham, have been very poor defensively. So I expect a few goals from him as well, and also on penalties, of course. Then we have Haaland against Sunderland. I think have the hardest fixture out of the two I've spoken about, Bruno and Welbeck. But I think he's going to be able to perform in our strong performance against Sunderland as well. Especially now that he's at home, also on penalties. So that's what I've gone for him in there. Those three players, very, very strong performances upcoming in Game 15. I think they're going to have wonderful Game 15. Similar in the comments who are you going to be captaining ahead of Game 15. This is another long video. If you want to reach this part, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Check out all my social links are down in the description. And I'll see you all guys later. Bye bye.